what's up? How you guys doing? My name is Change, and I am here as 1/3 of the Melanin Skate Crew. And we want to give a big shout out to Movember, who is out here just putting awareness and speaking to Men's Mental Health Month. And we really love the opportunity that we get to be here, speak a little bit about skate therapy. And I'm not here by myself. Like I said, I'm 1/3 of the Melanin Skate Crew, and I thought I would bring somebody along with me to have this great conversation. So, big shout out to the other third of the Melanin Skate Crew. I'm going to let her introduce herself and say who she is.
Hey guys, I'm Zaki. I'm another third of the Melanin Skate Crew, and I'm so happy to be here.
Amazing, amazing. So we want to just jump right into it. For those of us, or for those people online who don't know who the Melanin Skate Crew is, do you mind sharing your experience, how you first got into this group, what they were to you, and a little bit about your first experience of roller skating?
Okay, so first, I rediscovered my love of skating because of the pandemic. I'm from Brooklyn, New York.
Okay.
I always skated with my kids, or I always had the opportunity to skate whenever I went to New York City. I had no idea that there was skate culture here other than hockey. And so my kids put TikTok on my phone.
Oh,
I'm a
boy.
mother of 3. My kids put TikTok on my phone during the pandemic. And I saw my mentor now, his name is Roller Rouge, and I saw him skating through Toronto. I never thought that I would meet him or even be in the same skate space as him. I never met anyone from online in real life.
Right, right.
I didn't think that was possible, but I started skating in my basement because I saw his jam skating. Now, where I'm from, jam skating was not something that was new. I always saw it at the rink. I was just afraid to do it because it was a very male-dominated space.
So wait. What's jam skating for those that don't know?
Yes, jam skating.
Most people think roller skating, you at the rink, you going in circles. So what's jam skating? Break that down.
Jam skating is being able to dance, any kind of dance form on skates, being very fluid and technical and precise with it, but you're on wheels. So I've always seen this growing up. And because we just had endless amount of time, I was like, you know what? I'm not afraid anymore. I want to try it. So I got skates for Mother's Day, and that started my journey. Also, throughout that journey, Roller Rouge hosted something called Rollerbama because Caravana was canceled due to the pandemic. And then he shouted out the Melanin Skate Crew on the mic. And he said, all the way from Durham. And I was like, what? Wait a minute. I'm in Durham. And then that's when I met you. And I was like, you put me in a WhatsApp group.
Hey.
And then I started coming to all you guys' pop-ups. And then also, too, you guys got to see, because I posted or I shared with you guys whenever I left Canada and what I would do when I would go to Atlanta, when I would go to New York. And then you guys asked me if I wanted to be a crew leader. And I was like, bet.
Yeah.
I got ideas. Like, I don't want to keep going to the States to have a skate party. We really got to do whatever we can to bring this environment here. And then also to, like, Toronto is such a special space because we have a very saturated African diaspora here. So we have Caribbean flair, we have African flair. So I know what they do in the States is completely different because you're not going to hear dance hall.
No. Not very much. Maybe in New York a little bit, but
yeah,
you know.
It's like a local, you might hear, but you know, when we get together, that's like 80% of the music that we listen to. So Yeah, that's been my journey. Like,
Amazing.
yeah.
Also, we want to give a major shout out to the founder of the Melanin Skate Crew. She could not be here tonight, but we want to give a big shout out to Kezia, King
Yes.
Keezy. You know what I'm saying? Because she was the one who actually founded the Melanin Skate Crew. And very similar to Zaki, that was similar to my experience in regards to how we met. Right, like I had a big group of friends, and somebody told me, "Yo, there's a roller skate group happening in Durham," and I was like, "Bruh, I'm from Durham. Like I'm in Pickering. Like how is this happening and I don't know about it?"
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And so I remember pulling up and met Zaki and met some of the girls that they were, skating around and jam skating, or some of them were actually just what we like to call baby deers, because they were like brand new on skates. And I was like, this is so much fun, because me personally, I love roller skating from I was a kid. When I was in school, they used to send us out to wheelies, right? And we used to roller skate and rollerblade. And I remember one of my favorite pastimes growing up movie-wise was the Mighty Ducks. Okay. Right? And so my family, we always thought that we was going to be on the Mighty Ducks. And so we used to get inline blades and we used to skate up and down our driveway. And then from then, it went into quads when we go into wheelies and stuff like that. But I was just used to going in circles. So unlike you, I actually didn't know about jam skating until Roll Bounce came out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So if you guys know the movie Roll Bounce with Lil Bow Wow, until Roll Bounce came out and ATL came out with T.I.
Yeah.
I actually didn't know you could do all those flips and tricks on skates. I thought we were just skating in circles and having a good time. So fast forwarding now, just being somebody who loves sports, loves activities, whether it's snowboarding, whether it's rock climbing, whether it's, and I'm scared of heights, but rock climbing, all these different things. Roller skating was one of the things I loved. And we got to connect with Kezia, and Kezia let us know about her mission. And same thing, out of the pandemic, there's a lot of people that we're going through some real hard times, right? Not just financially, but also like mentally.
Very much so.
And we're going through moments where the government and, the powers that be were suggesting to find activities that you can do that kind of can help bring up your mental state, And so Kezia would share that her and a few of her friends decided they're going to get skates. I think some of them got them used. Some of them got them off maybe Amazon or something like that. They just started skating in the community, going out to the back of schools and just seeing what they can do. All baby deers, very brand new, didn't really have a lot of history behind it. But the thing that they were able to learn was once you fall, you just got to keep getting up and trying again, And so when I got to connect with her, it was like fireworks right off the bat. I was like, oh no, we got to do this. And like you said, when you go to a lot of rinks, they generally have a certain style of music that they like playing at roller rinks. Right? Very poppy, very disco-y, and that comes from the culture of roller skating, right? In history-wise. Yeah. Right? But the diaspora that's here in Toronto, we like a little bit of seasoning, a little sauce in our music too. So we like the Afro beats, we like the dancehall, we like the reggae, we like the soca, we like the hip hop, we like the R&B, and so we want to be able to integrate that into our skating activity as well. And you definitely came and brought that flair times 10. You know what I mean? Times 10. And so we're so happy to have you on the team. For anybody who doesn't know, most of our online interactions is actually held by the queen herself, Zaki. You know what I mean? So if you're messaging and DMing the Melanin Skate Crew on Instagram, right, you're most likely talking to the queen right here. But I wanted to talk a little bit, because I touched on it a little bit, but roller skating, especially coming out of the pandemic, like I said, some people were in a very heavy mental state. How did you find roller skating helped your mental health? Personally.
Oh my gosh.
And then I want you to take it a step further. If you need me to ask again, I'll ask, but take it a step further. And as a wife, as a mother of both girls and boys, a boy mom as well, three. You girl, you don't look like you got no 3 kids. Shout out to you. But as a mother of a couple boys, as a wife to a husband, and as a friend to so many people in your network and community, how have you seen roller skating or fitness activities affect the mental health of men? I know that's loaded, but I'm going to throw that at you.
Okay, so first I'm going to go to what it did for me
Yes.
during the pandemic. And that was such a blessing because I had two of my older kids doing online learning, and I was literally kicking open doors, sign in, sign in, sign in, because they were most likely falling asleep in front of the computer.
Right.
And then I had to do the same thing over again during lunchtime. And then also, too, I had a toddler that I had to keep quiet because my kids were learning. My other two, my older two, were learning. And so I didn't really have any time to myself.
You're like on the go all the time.
I mean, there was no other outlet. We're in the house 24/7.
Keeping a toddler quiet in a house is wild.
We're in the house 24/7, and my only saving grace was that I was able to skate. As soon as I put them to bed, I was able to skate at night in my basement. And I would go to my favorite songs, or I would go to any skaters that were on YouTube, and I would watch like the positioning of their feet. My first skate move that I felt like I needed to nail was slow walking.
Hey, listen. That's heavy because this is a slow walk queen in Canada, bro. Listen, I'm gonna let you keep going, but man, I had to shout you up.
I just was like, I need to learn how to slow walk because I do have a connection to Atlanta. So I wanted to make sure that once the border opened and I get to Cascade or Stone Mountain or Sparkles, that I could go into a slow walk line and no one's looking at me like, well, where's she from? Because obviously I didn't know anybody in those spaces until I got to know skaters in those spaces. But so yeah, that was that. I was very happy about skating in my basement, and I would literally be down there from like midnight to maybe 5 a.m.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
5 hours skating.
It was a full-on addiction. Like, I was very committed to getting this. Like I said, I wanted to know how to do this since I was a kid.
Right.
Jam skating was something that I always saw. I was just afraid to fall in a public space. And
I think that's a thing for a lot of people.
Yes.
A lot of people see roller skaters, they go to the rink, and they're like, I want to do that. But then they feel how the wheels feel under their feet, and then they get scared because they're like,
yes,
I don't want to fall.
Well, you know what? I actually explained that to someone wearing quads for the first time today. So normally on the street, if someone trips, you might see a couple of people laughing, or they might cover their mouth to hide their laugh. But that is not the environment in the skate community. If you fall, you're most likely going to see people clapping for you while you get back up. Because we all fall all the time. Like, even whoever you watch online or whoever you see at a rink and you think, oh my gosh, they're perfect, I want to be like that, they're falling. They fall.
Yep.
You're not exempt from falling.
You see a lot of those influencers, and you'll see on their sometimes they'll post blooper reels.
Yeah.
And like you see them doing tricks where they're twirling on one foot or something like that. You know what it took for them to get there?
a lot of downtime.
A lot of downtime.
Which we call floor tax.
Hey.
We have names for this.
You gotta pay it every time.
Yeah. And so as far as like the mental health, as a female looking in on men who skate, I feel it's extremely beneficial. I've seen skaters, like if I go back into my camera roll, first off, they've dropped so much weight.
No, because it's work.
Yeah.
It is work.
It's a lot of work. Outside of their skill trait being so much better, they lost a lot of weight. And they're also a lot more open to conversing with other skaters, because you can come into a skate space and you might not know anybody. That's fine. But you shouldn't leave that skate space not knowing anybody. Right. You should have some type of connection, because we all have a relatable experience.
It's so true. You could be at a rink and somebody will just see you doing your thing and they'll be like, hey man, those are some great skates, or keep at it. I've been watching you. You're doing your thing. Keep pushing.
Yeah.
You know, or if you're trying to watch, if you see somebody trying to do a move and you question them and be like, hey, like, how did you do that? More often than not, somebody will take the time and be like, hey, come, I'll show you how to do it.
Yeah.
The skate culture is so accepting.
Especially when you've been doing it for so long and you put your own flair on a move, like say the crazy legs, and someone that you admire, they come over and they go like this.
Yeah.
Which is like, it's just a skate hand gesture, which is their skate sign language, by the way. But and they come over there and they sprinkle some seasoning on you. That means it's good.
Yeah.
You're doing what you're supposed to do, and I like it. I see you.
That part.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. I love it. Yeah. Oh, man. I love that you shared that because with me, I think the thing that I've always loved with skating, and for me, it translates not just roller skating, but it was even ice skating. It was actually my escape. Because especially as a young Black man, in the wintertime, if I ever got frustrated, if I ever got into a crazy argument, if work was ever too much, if I ever was just down and out, if money was an issue, if, you know, I was just down on myself for whatever reason, I would actually sneak off and go to the ice rink. Right. And I would skate like you for hours. I'd pull up at midnight and I'd probably skate for like 2-3 hours. And then I would drive back home. At Scarborough Town Center, there's an open rink out there. And I would drive out to Scarborough Town Center right behind the Civic Center. And I would skate. And
in the middle of the night?
In the middle of the night because there's nobody out there. Right. And respectfully, like nobody's thinking to look for a Black man on the rink. You know what I mean? At 12 o'clock in the morning.
Safe space.
Safe space. So I'd be out there. I'll put my music in. And I would just skate. And when I go to the rink, it would be the same thing. I lace up my boots and I put my music in if I'm not feeling the music or if I'm just looking for a certain vibe. Or if the DJ's on point that night, I don't even need to put no earbuds in. And you skate and you sweat and you work on what you want to work on. And the feeling that you have when you skate is because you're letting your body be in control while giving control to the wheels and to gravity at the same time. So it's this crazy balance that you allow yourself to be submitted to. And you just feel so amazing afterwards. You're working out, like you said. You're sweating, right? Your body's all tense. But it gives you, it's also like a sense of peace that you get.
Because you're putting it all on the floor.
You're putting it all on the floor, you know? And and it's just majestic. It's beautiful. I honestly compare it to like watching Cirque du Soleil, right? Or ballet or any other great art performance. Like roller skating is actually an art.
Absolutely.
And so being part of it or even taking a breather and just looking back and watching that one person just twirl while her braids are simultaneously spinning, you know, and you're just watching that and you're just like, yo, this is right. Or you're just grooving, you're in a pocket, you're crossing over and the music's just hitting, you know? Or sometimes, I'm not even gonna lie, sometimes I don't even listen to music. And I like to hear the sound of the wheels
skates.
On the ground.
The clicking.
The clicking, you know what I mean? And it's just something, it may sound weird, but when you're in the culture, like you kind of get it because it just kind of lets you escape life for a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
And I think for me, whether it was winter, whether it was summer, right? As a man, there's a lot of things that we go through in life that we don't put on to the rest of the world, right? We're constantly thinking about finances.
Oh, it's so sad.
We're constantly thinking about our status and what we've accomplished in life. We're constantly thinking about our families. Are we able to provide? Are we able to are we making them proud? We're constantly thinking about our fitness. We're all constantly thinking about our health. We're constantly thinking about our housing situation. We're constantly thinking about our self-esteem. You know, do we look good enough? Or is that okay? We put on a good front out in front of everybody, but by ourselves, there's a lot of things that we're struggling with. Another thing, failure. Men hold on to failure like nobody would believe. And it's something that we'll never express to anybody.
Why is that though?
I think it's because there could be a lot of reasons. One, it could be socially like not regular for guys to go out and talk about the things that they failed.
The conditioning,
you know, because we just got to make it happen.
Right.
We just got to get it going. No one really wants to care about us in that regard. You know, it's like, what did you do afterwards? Get up, you know, buck up, like pull up your socks, get it done, you know. It could also be that they've never felt safe enough.
Right.
Right. I know as a guy growing up, if you fail in something and share it with somebody and they receive it incorrectly, a lot of guys don't. A lot of guys will learn from that. And so if we share something that we failed in or that we're not confident in, and somebody laughs at us or somebody weaponizes it and throws it in our face, and us in our minds, we're just like, we never gonna share again. We gonna keep
Wow.
that bottled up. Because if you gonna laugh at me, I want to make sure it's something that you made up and it's not real. I'm not gonna give you something that I know is true that you're gonna laugh at me about, because that's something that's gonna hurt me to the core.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I could receive that, like, especially being a mother of 2 boys. Like, I've never told my sons not to cry.
Mm.
It's feel what you're feeling, you know. If you think that you can't show your feelings or emotions in front of your peers, remove yourself from them.
Powerful.
But that doesn't mean you can't feel what you're going through. And I've also told my kids that, especially my boys, and for my daughter as well, that you never have to experience anything alone in life. You have siblings. You have siblings that are going to hear you out because they're supposed to.
Right.
They're the closest thing to your identity in this world. So if you're going through something, they're the first people that you need to go to, because you guys literally have the same genetic DNA. Like, they should receive it, hear you out, and not judge you.
Right.
Like, I grew up in a multi-generational family. I never had to go through anything alone. My cousins know everything about me.
Right.
Even my most embarrassing things, I never had to just keep to myself, lock it up, throw it away, and not speak on it, or it just stay in my head. I released that to my cousins because that is what I was taught as a child. Right? So when it's actually spoken to you and you know that you can do that, I think it's a little bit more healing and releasing that, okay, you know what? I feel sad right now. Let me call my cousin. Let me call my mother and let them know that I'm not feeling good about myself right now. You have someone you can go to instead of just keeping it to yourself, because it's very dangerous, honestly. Stress kills.
Yeah. No.
There's a lot of people not making it to 50 just because of the same things that you just said.
Yeah.
Not feeling like a failure as a father, as a provider, as a husband. They're keeping all of that to themselves, and it's like, just let some of that off of your shoulders. Give some to your queen, give some to your boys if you have some friends, your brothers, your cousins. But to just keep it all inside is not good at all. No.
No, you're not saying any lies at all. I really appreciate the fact that you're teaching that to your young ones, because I think what you said is so important. Like, if you don't have the examples of people doing things in front of you, you will never know it's okay.
Right.
So the fact that you grew up and you had that community with your cousins, with your aunties, with your family, you know, and you're able to be like, oh, yo, they spoke to them about this and they came to me about this, and so I can come to you about this. I think that's also something that a lot of young men miss, right? A lot of young men don't necessarily see that community all the time of older men confessing things that they're struggling with.
Wow.
Because they're expected to lead their household. They're expected to be the lions. So you don't see your father cry that much. You don't see your father say, man, I'm struggling with this, man. You know what I mean? You don't see it. And so sometimes that's not set in front of you as an example.
Right.
You know? And I think also the thing you said about letting your sons know that it's okay to cry. It's okay to feel. That's a big thing too. I think with a lot of men that's something that's very difficult. I know for me, I went through a horrible situation with crying. And I remember I've told myself multiple times to never cry in front of a girl. Never. Because I did it once. I remember I got super vulnerable and I cried in front of a girl I was dating at the time. And maybe a few weeks later, we got into an argument and she was like, so what you gonna do? Cry about it? You know? And I remember I will never forget that moment.
Oh my gosh.
Listen, bro, I will never forget that moment. And I remember I was just like, I'm never opening up like that again. And I've been
Uh,
working through that. I've gone to therapy, and I've done my due diligence, and I've worked on that part of myself. But for years, I
that's
would rather
tough.
leave.
That's
If
a
I'm in a
lot.
situation and I feel myself getting to that point, I'll leave. I'll hop in the car and I'll dip. I'll
Like,
cry in the car by myself if I got to
oh
do it. I'll
man.
go. Nobody's witnessing me do that, bro. You know what I'm saying? And
Wow.
also with brotherhood, that's also not something that is always shared in front of you as well, to cry in front of your brothers.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Because with the homies, a lot of times homies are amazing friends because we're distractions from the world. Right.
Wow.
Men are distractions from the world for the most part. So you hang with your homies, you talk about the game, you talk about the girl they saw at the party yesterday, short-term relationships, nothing too
All
deep. All
surface.
surface level stuff, because as guys, two things. One, they're like, we don't want you to be in that place. We want to get you out of that place. So that's why you'll see in movies and stuff, when a guy goes through a breakup, they're like, bring him out to the club, bring him out to the restaurant, bring him out to a game, because they want to distract you. They know that you're wallowing in that feeling, in that state. We don't want to keep you there. So let's distract you. And I think the other thing too is, guys are struggling going through it in their own life.
Yeah.
Who are we to be giving advice to somebody else? So if your boy comes to you and he is emotionally distraught, I don't think a lot of young men are prepared to receive that and assist with that. If your boy's crying, it's kind of like, oh, that's crazy.
That is crazy.
You know
Because
what I mean?
a distraction is just a short period of time.
Yeah.
Like, I have an older son. I remember one time he couldn't get something in school, and he called me during his lunch break. And I could just hear from his tone that he was crying. I drove to his school so fast. And he was like, Mama, you don't got to be here. I was like, I'm at your parking lot. I'm in the parking lot of your school. Come get in the car right now.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to be alone with this. And of course, obviously, he appreciated that I came and I suited him. And I also to remind him again, you're never alone in life. You have a mother, you have a father, you have a brother. I know you guys have your age gap, but it won't always feel like such a gap when you both are men.
Wow.
You have a sister. We are here for you. Like,
it's that whole take a village mentality that a lot of people say but don't always live out. And I love that you're living that out.
My grandmother, I swear to you, I don't know how many times she said it growing up. She's always said, you don't need friends, you have family.
Hey.
And I have a huge family, and I have, like, in my family, there's 2 for 2. Somebody was always pregnant at the same time.
Nah.
So
y'all lining it up.
I was literally born in with a life friend. And plus, someone else 2 years under me and then 2 years under. So we were like 2 to a bed. Like, we were all together in a 3-bedroom apartment.
Right.
No one had to go through anything alone.
Because y'all are like in each other's space.
We were deep, yes.
Y'all deep. Like,
if you got something for Christmas, I'm going to let you hold that. But in a week,
we got something for Christmas.
I'm going to need, exactly, it's ours. We sharing that.
We sharing that. Oh, man. That's like, it's communal. It's communal at that point.
And it wasn't, there was no taboos or, oh, you wearing your cousin's clothes. No, like, I'm wearing my cousin's clothes, and my cousin did my hair, and I'm at her party.
Right.
Like,
so,
we got each other, right?
And I think that's what we need to rebuild in this world for a lot of men. And I see it changing. I think there's a lot of groups, especially in Toronto, for young men, right, where they can connect. I want to give a big plug and shout out to Iron Sharpens Iron.
That's right.
You know what I mean? ISI with Troy Crossfield, because he's created a community where a lot of men can come together and share some of the things they're going through. So just like you said, they're not going through it alone. Right.
And with Toronto, with Canada being such an immigrant country, a lot of people are leaving their families. I'm one of them.
Yeah.
I left everyone in New York. It was just me and my husband here. So I definitely understand what it's like to lose your community and have to rebuild. It definitely took some time to rebuild. One of the many blessings of rebuilding has been skate culture.
Yes.
Like, I have a community now. Like I can go somewhere and it could be the most random place and I will know somebody and they're like, oh, you're the skater. And I'm like, oh my God.
100%.
There's
100%.
skaters in here. Like I see skaters everywhere I go now.
Mm.
And they're like, Zaki. And I'm like, oh my God, the way I missed that so much when I first got here,
Right.
like it really didn't hit me because I literally moved here out of love. I didn't care about anything else around me. It was just me and my love and my bond with my husband. But to walk down the street and no one knows your name, or you don't see anyone that you know.
Yeah.
It's like you're just, I didn't grow up with that. Any space that I went into in New York City, I knew somebody. Right? And so I went from knowing everybody to zero. The only person who knew me was my husband.
Jeez. Yeah.
So it hit, and especially coming from a big family, whew,
That's tough.
it hit hard. It really did hit hard. I had a lot of crying moments because it's just like, when you're an adult, it's kind of hard to make form relationships.
Right.
You don't necessarily want to form relationships in your workspace because you're working.
Yeah.
But thankfully with the skate community, like I'm sure you know,
yes,
we know so many people from so many different walks of life,
yes,
from so many different cultures.
Yes.
And it's like, because we have skating is our bond. That's my dog.
It's wild. And it's crazy because like you said, building community as adults is so much more difficult. Why is that? It's like I don't really know why, but it's so much more difficult to make friends as adults than if you're kids.
Yeah.
Kids just go to the mall. They're just like, hi.
Yep.
I like cars. You know what I mean? And boom, they connect.
Yeah.
But as adults, we're so particular about who we make friends with. But like you said, in the skate culture, especially in Toronto, but we've noticed it even cross borders, there's such an acceptingness in the community that there's people nowadays who literally are like lifelong friends now, and they connected by roller skating.
Absolutely.
We're those people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For real. We met a lot of new people who they saw our content.
Yep.
And they're like, and they'll hit us up in the DMs. I don't know anybody, or I don't know how to skate. And I'm just like, just come through. We're gonna feel like family. We're gonna feel like your favorite cousin at the cookout, at the wedding, at the baby shower.
Yep.
You won't be by yourself. Trust, just come. And it's always love.
Always.
Always love.
And I think the biggest parallel, with November being Men's Mental Health Month, I think the biggest parallel to roller skating and why I really wanted to bring the squad along is because we spoke about it a little earlier. Roller skating always shows that if you fall down, that's okay, but you can get back up.
Yeah.
Right? And with the Melanin Skate Crew, that's what we always love to preach.
Right.
Falling is part of the process.
Right.
Falling is okay. In life, you're going to fall. In life, you're going to make mistakes. In life, you're going to fall short. In life, you may even fail. I don't like using that word, but you may even fail in the short term. But your story's not done.
No.
Right? And every time you fall and get back up, you get a little bit more wisdom, a little bit more knowledge. You get a little bit stronger.
Yes.
You get a little bit more creative, and I think that's something that can parallel throughout all of our lives, and we definitely want to make sure that that's something that grows in the city. Like we said, there's so many skaters that we've connected with who, when we first met them or when they first put on skates, had no idea what they were doing.
Nothing.
I think every skater that we're like really close with in the city can remember the first time they put on skates and was like, bro, I was busted. I look like Bambi on ice.
Yeah, for real.
You know what I'm saying?
And especially when you find your zone. And what I mean by finding your zone, there's so many different skating styles.
Yes.
You will most likely gravitate to something. So there's JB.
Yes.
There's ballroom.
Yes.
There's, like I said, we said jam skating.
Yes.
There's trios. There's crews.
Yes.
There's skaters who love the slow sets. Me.
Mm-hmm.
There's skaters who do couple skating.
Right.
So you're gonna be skating and you probably just gonna gravitate to finding your people.
Mm-hmm.
And because skating is global,
Yes.
it's a global thing, you will find that you could take a vacation. You can literally take a vacation and meet skaters that love the same skate style as you. And you will have an exceptional weekend
100%.
learning.
I don't want to travel no more without my skates.
Me either.
Yeah,
Like,
I want to bring my skates everywhere I go, like for real.
facts. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think the crazy thing too is like everybody who's in the skate culture has a similar story of how skate culture helped them mentally.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we've met people who've come out of like who've been through divorces. And skating was one thing that kept them afloat. People who have lost their jobs. Skating is what kept them afloat. People who have skated got hurt, took time off, healed, and this still brought them back and gave them the intensity or the
love.
You know what I mean, to get back up and to get back going. You know, people who have been through all types of financial aid or struggles or family struggles, things of that nature. Right, they've been able to find skating or some kind of activity, right, to kind of help get them to another level. So if there's anything we want to encourage anybody who's listening, activities are a great source of strength when you're going through mental struggles.
Yes.
Obviously, we want to make sure you get professional help if you need. Make sure you have a community, you have some family, you have people you can talk to. But get outside, touch grass. You know what I mean? Touch a rink.
Yeah. The term skate therapy is a thing.
Yes.
We all know what it means when someone says skate therapy. And especially if you are in a city that has rinks. Like, I know for us, yes, we skated and we do still skate as scooters, but roller pony was such a base for us. Roller pony was a home for us. It gave us a base. It gave us a chance to host parties the way that we want to host skate parties. So
big shout out to Will and roller pony and the whole roller pony family.
Yes.
Man.
Yeah.
But we also want to say at 2026, we're going to be partnering with the city of Pickering, right? And we are going to be putting on skate lessons in the city of Pickering.
Yes.
So please follow us on Instagram to get more information as we roll it out. If you don't have us on Instagram already, I'm going to let you plug it since you the queen right now, You
want to take these lessons. It's definitely going to be an experience. It's going to fold out like a mixtape. You're going to have your intro.
The interludes. We're
gonna do our best based on the skaters that are coming to learn to give you a bit of everything. Hopefully we'll be able to get some guest skaters from throughout the city to come along and get their tutus and their expertise to skating. But we will have a space, which is good. We'll have a space for people to learn and to meet up because, being here, it's mostly cold. So we'll have our space throughout the cold season for you to come and learn to skate with us.
Let's do it. Let's do it, man.
Yeah.
So that is a little bit of the Melanin Skate Crew, like 3 people who really are just so in love with the culture, and we've collaborated, like you said, with so many other skaters in the city. We're going to tag as many of you guys as we can in these videos because we want to show love to all the amazing skaters in the city. One thing that I love about our group, right, with yourself, Kezia, and myself, is that we all kind of touch on like 3 different areas of the diaspora.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I definitely love the Caribbean flavor, the dancehall, the reggae, but then we have Kezia, who is straight, motherland love, Afro beats and things of that nature. And then even though you rock with everything, you definitely give us that Black American,
The
the
yes.
culture, the R&B, the hip hop, the difference between the hip hop and R&B, you know what I mean? Because those styles of music is different in the East Coast than it is in the West Coast, than it is Midwest, than it is in the South, and you honestly embody all of it. And we're so happy to have you on the squad, man.
That's why we work so well together. Like, we all represent something so different but so common in our culture as being melanated people that it works perfectly, right? So
absolutely.
I mean, come skate with us. You'll see it when you come skate with us. Like,
that part. Come skate with us. I think that's solid, man. I think that's solid. Thank you so much. It is your boy CHVNGE. Again, 1/3 of the Melanin Skate Crew.
Zaki, 2/3 of the Melanin Skate Crew.
And we are so happy you guys rock with us. Big shout out to Movember for giving us this opportunity.
WhitMedia.
And big shout out to WhitMedia Studios for giving us this amazing place. Look, if you guys need to record any podcast content, hit them up. We're going to tag them below because you guys need to come check this out, especially if you're out in Durham. This studio is beautiful. So we need you guys to pull up, come through, and talk to us a little bit about what's going on in your life. Zaki, you know the vibes. Much love, my sister.
That's right.
And I think that's it. Signing off.